Looking back, what are some memories or reflections you'd be willing to share?
Well, let's see. I'm the most long term here. You know, mostly I remember years ago. Mike was here. Like a lot of the we used to have softball team and a volleyball team,
Hmm.
and there are still a couple people here at BTC that were part of that team that will remember that. Um, we had one time when we were playing softball, we used to practice here in front of G building in the grass. Before I think this, I don't know if this building was here. And one of our pitchers threw a ball into the window and broke the big glass window in G building.
Ah, ah,
And at the time, the person who is now the Becky was after me for a long time to give up who it was because they wanted us to pay for the window. Eventually, they came back and said, BTC has insurance for this. And I said, I'm not giving up the person.
That's cute.
But
awesome. No snitching.
that's right.
Yeah. My memory is of when I got hired. So I got hired by Des McCardle. I mean, he's the one who recruited me. And we were sitting in a charity board meeting, and he said, well, what do you do? And I said, I'm a nurse. And he goes, don't you want to come work for me? Don't you want to come work teaching nursing at my college? And when he hired me, I felt like, I was working at his college because he came around every day and checked on everybody. And I don't know how many people remember Des because it has been a long time since he worked there, but he is the president that hired me. And he's one of my fondest memories because he was so warm and caring about the faculty. He really made you feel like you were working for him, which was really awesome.
I have to agree with the view of Des as being a very likable individual. He always said hi. He knew everybody on the campus, and he was always approachable. Plus, I also knew in negotiations that if you could get him on a basically morale issue or morals, you could work it pretty well because you got him on moral grounds. He wouldn't argue with you.
Didn't Des used to be a priest?
Yep.
Well,
I'm going to cut that out.
My husband's a minister, so there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, let's see other things. This college, or at least this building, used to do a lot of Halloween. Used to be big time Halloween and dress up.
Yeah.
Years ago, we Robin would probably kill me, but our office, and we shared it with student services at the time, a couple people in there, and we all dressed up as the Addams Family. And Robin, Uncle Fester, and she hooked up a light bulb. I guess you didn't know this. You can put like foil in your mouth on your teeth and then put a light bulb in it. And so she could make it light up. And so I was cousin It, so I had just a whole bunch of hair on me, but it was pretty funny to see that. But registration used to come up with the best Halloween stuff. And then 1 year financial aid did when Survivor just started, they did a huge Survivor dress up and display, and that was really cool.
I remember the beer garden over in G building was a meeting for the presidents of the different community colleges and technical colleges, and I believe Des was the host, and the what would I call it? It was all over campus. They're gonna have booze on campus. How dare them? They're gonna have booze on campus. I mean, you wouldn't believe the uproar over the fact that they're going to have a beer garden, for the president. That was just, would have thought we'd moved to Linden.
We've had alcohol a bunch of times since then, haven't we?
Oh yeah, that was what basically opened it up, and then after that, we started doing, banquets and different things like that. So it just became a regular thing.
I think it helps when Dave Blair donates it for free.
Yeah, that probably.
Can't
was-
argue with that, right?
Yeah.
Is he the one behind the Tech Ed Red?
Yeah, that's him. He owns a
Nice.
winery in Eastern Washington.
Yum.
Yeah. He's the short guy. He's like 6'6".
Hmm.
So I have a funny story about when I first started working. And it took me years to live this down. So back when I first started, every year we did budget presentations, which we used to call begging for money, right?
Mhm.
So every department had to do a budget presentation and present what they needed for their budget. And so when I first got hired, they're like, Holly, will you do the budget presentation? I'm like, sure. What do you guys want? Oh, they want to do training videos. And so, I put together this presentation. I showed it to the nursing people. They're all like, this looks great. So I get up to show it and talk about why we need these new videos. And one of the reasons was because the videos were showing examinations without gloves on. And one of them was an examination of a penis the provider was not wearing gloves. So I'm showing this video and I'm like, this is why we need new videos, because these are not the standard. And the room came unglued and people were like, turn it off, this is terrible. Why are we looking at this penis on a screen? And I'm like, I mean, it never occurred to me. These are professional training videos. And for years, they called it Penis Gate. So it took me probably 10 years before they stopped talking about Penis Gate, because that was the funniest thing that happened in BTC's budget presentations for a long time. So, yeah, you might have to edit that one out too.
No, heck no.
Heck no. You remember that, don't you, Tammy?
You'd rather not.
I don't remember that, but the other thing that comes up and I can't remember, Holly, if you were here, but Mike, you were here, was the calendar of Des and his retirement.
Yes.
that was shown once and wiped away. But it was tastefully done, but it was all the different programs. So like the Red Hat or where like the business office people went down to like Boulevard Park behind a bench. So it's like they're naked, but they just have the red hats. And then Earl Steele had this fish in front of him, and the rest of and it was just a lot of that kind of all the programs did, and they were like, this is a one-time thing, once it is shown, and it has never surfaced again. It has never been defined. They deleted it right away, but it was a funny memory from Des's retirement and that.
Yeah, the nude calendar. I remember the nude calendar. And they're like, every department's going to do a naked picture with things holding in front. I think we had bedpans or something.
You guys did, yeah.
Everybody did it. Because remember, there was a bunch of British ladies that did it. And so that was kind of the thing that year.
I think that's what started with the red hats, which is why I think the business people did there was something that went on, but all the programs and it was just somebody behind the machine. Yeah, it was tastefully done, but hysterical.
Right. Somebody thought it was naughty.
Well, and I'm not sure if we could do it now, but that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was funny. I think that's what we should do. We should do a naked calendar every time a president retires.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah.
I think
bring that
Jeff
back.
and I posed in front of an engine.
Yeah, see? Everyone did it. And it was like, okay, we're all going to do this,
The good old days, right?
Right. We never said no. We were always like, okay, let's all pose nude.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Let's all pose nude.
like,
What could go
what's
wrong?
HR didn't know about that, so
Well,
I can.
Patty was really insistent that there's only one copy, and it was going to Des, and all other copies will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's blame Patty. It's Patty's fault.
Yeah.
But they never asked me to do another budget presentation ever again. And we were the top rated budget that year. So out of, how they ranked all the program budget requests, Ours was #1.
Nice.
So it worked.
It worked. Results.
Yeah. Just got to show a penis.
Awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, this memory, Chris Broad had just started, and it was like, I think in his first year, and I came walking into the other classroom, and the door's like right at the front of the classroom, so you'd be walking in facing all the students. We have these drafting tables that are about elbow high, and she was leaning on this table with a whole classroom full of people, and her pants had fallen down around her ankles. And she was just standing there talking, cut the corner, and went into my office. It's like, oh man, what am I going to do? And I looked at my office door where it goes outside, and I thought, man, I could just duck out that door and never come back. And she had pulled her pants up by then.
Wow.
And I'm just like, you just need to go see Sharon Carpenter. I need a written authorization for you to come back to class before I'll But I was thinking, man, that was terrible, And
yeah,
I saw Broad come in the office, and I started telling the story, and he just kind of hung his head like this, and he says, yeah, I saw her too. And I go, well, why do you deal with it? He says, no, man, I just ducked out the back door as fast as I could. I wasn't going to say anything.
yes.
But I don't know what she was thinking or what was going on, but somehow she had let her pants fall down, and apparently didn't notice or didn't care. I don't know which. Yeah, that was probably the freakiest thing that I ever experienced. And what's funny is most of the students in that room didn't have a clue. And I'm up there talking and lecturing from the lectern, and all of a sudden they both just jumped up and ran at each other and just started fighting like crazy right in the lab.
Whoa.
Knocking over computers and all this stuff.
Wow.
I ended up having to separate them. A couple of people got pulled apart, And I don't know how they knew to get up. They must have been texting back and forth or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, they both jumped up, and I watched, and I just couldn't. It just didn't even process. It was like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, I saw feet in the air, and
wow,
almost like fur flying and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, that happened. But we've had a few crazy things happen over there in the J building.
Yeah, it's way more exciting than I realized.
Yeah, no. And 1 year we have a standalone bathroom that was a woman's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then they remodeled the building and built 2 really nice bathrooms, but they left it there and just called it a unisex where anybody could use it. And anyway, some of the students come and got me, said that there was something going on in the bathroom. I better come and see. I get over there and beat on the door. Basically, I'm listening, figured out that these 2 were in there having sex.
Wow.
So I beat on the door. They come out all, disheveled and all this stuff.
Wow.
So that happened. There's been a lot.
Wow.
And then 1 year, he was
engineering must do something to people's minds.
God, I guess. I don't know. I just, I would have never thought any of that kind of stuff had ever happened, but it did. And I think, truth be told, I think it was partly the problem was the economy had crashed. In 2008, 2009, right in there, 2010. And we got a huge influx of students that were basically just people that couldn't feed themselves because they lost their job or whatever because of the economy. And their solution was to get money for school. And so there were a lot of people that just really weren't there because they wanted to be there for a degree. They were there so that they could get the money. And so it opened the door to a lot of shenanigans that probably would not have occurred.
Yeah.
Without, having that many people coming for not being motivated for school, having other motivations. So
That's some shenanigans, all right.
yeah, there was some shenanigans, all right. Oh, I've always got along with all the teachers. I mean, most of the people at BTC are just the greatest people on earth,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not just saying that. I mean, they really are really great people at
Yeah.
BTC. I had one guy, he asked if they could have snacks in the computer lab. And I just, in my syllabus, I pointed to my syllabus, and it just says in there that if you have a drink that has a sealable lid, so you can't spill it,
Mm-hmm.
and small snacks that are not noisy or crunchy or whatever that disrupt the class, you can have. And so I showed that to him, and the next day he ordered pizzas for the whole class.
Whoa.
So the pizza guy shows up in J6A
Well,
with 2 pizzas,
huh.
and he just got up. I'm lecturing right in the middle of
Wow.
talking. He gets up, grabs the pizzas, throws them down, and then starts passing them around to all the students.
Wow.
And it's like, how do you get small, quiet snacks
Yeah.
and have pizza delivered? I mean, how do you connect those 2 dots,
Yeah.
But this guy was something else. He, but all the instructors and all of the admin people that are, just doing their workday life are just really some of the best people you can meet.
Huh.
I really hated quitting this job. I did.
Mm.
I struggled with it. It was hard.
Mm.
Just, I don't know. There's a lot. The best thing, I guess, for me is watching people show up that first day.
Mm.
And about half of them, their eyes are pretty big and they're looking around and they're about half scared and wondering what they got themselves into, and looking at the door like I could make it. And then they get in there and they're just no confidence, none of that. And then to see them a month or 2 later and they're just ruling the roost in there, taking care of business. And that's a gratifying feeling to see people come in not able to find a job or a good job, and then spend a couple of years and walk out of there tall and getting a good job, and then seeing them 2 or 3 years later when they're buying their first house, getting married, having kids, actually being able to feed them and stuff like that.
That's awesome to see.
That's the best part about doing what I do. It's almost like they grow a couple of inches while they're there, because they're
it feels like that, doesn't it?
More proud, more confident, more, ready to take on the world kind of thing, and that's super gratifying. Our students are highly motivated students, and I mean, I'm sure your students are the same way in IT stuff.
Mostly.
But,
we get a couple lazy ones.
Yeah, I mean, we do too, but I don't know. I'm not going to miss getting up in the morning and driving in there.
No.
And I'm not going to miss any of the paperwork.
No.
Yeah. Not going to miss the meetings at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll miss any of those.
Yeah.
Maybe the end of year celebration might be different. Commencement. That has had a few stories.
Yeah.
Remember when they sent out a letter telling everybody they couldn't drink?
Yes.
Remember that?
I remember that.
That caused a stir.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
That was
what's funny
pretty funny.
is I was not aware of anybody that showed up drunk or anything. I know that, a few of us would go have a drink before, but I don't remember anybody wobbling,
No.
or anything like that. So I don't know where that motivation came from.
We should talk later.
Yeah. Well, I would love to hear the story. I mean, shut that recording off.
Let me pause the recording.
Yeah.
I have always gone out for someplace, going to some restaurant or something before graduation. And it's always been a really fun time to get together with everybody or whoever gets to show up, depending on where we go.
Yeah, I have not, but I never saw it when I was at commencement. I never noticed anybody nodding off
No.
or anything, But
no, nobody passed out
know,
on stage.
yeah, nobody fell down, none of that stuff. But some of those were pretty hot, pretty sweaty, and pretty long, and the light shining right in your face,
Boy, those hot lights.
And just the whole ambiance of that place was just not very good,
Yeah, sometimes it was a little rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I got talked to about wearing shorts underneath my gown because apparently my legs were showing.
Boy,
And,
Patty hated that.
oh yeah, she ripped into me one day about that.
Yeah, I got talked to about that too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was wearing my Birkenstocks and shorts.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was not a look that she wanted.
No, and yeah,
Yeah, that was the pronouncement. No hairy legs.
seems weird to actually be able to graduate. Wonder if I should walk.
It's like graduating from life. Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
something? It's like, yay. He finally
I
got through.
remember complaining every year when the students are graduating, complaining that I never get to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally get to graduate.
Mm-hmm. That is kind of what it feels like. Yeah.
No, BTC's been good to me. And I think it's been absolutely fabulous for our students.
And it says, don't say anything stupid because they're going to show this to everyone.
Strike that, Holly.
Right.
Okay, next question. Looking forward, I really like this part because I'm curious, and I think a lot of people are curious. What are some things that we may not know about you? And what are you looking forward to? Like plans for the future, for retirement and things like that. So first, what are some things we may not know about you? And then what are you looking forward to?
So, in autunno, mia sorella e mio fratello vanno bicicletta in Italia. So in the fall, am going bike touring again in Italy. And what you might not know about me is I have been working on my Italian now for 1.5 years. So
Cool.
I just said all that in Italian. So I said, my sister and my brother and I are going to ride our bicycles in Italy.
Oh, fun. Bueno.
Yes.
Muy bien. Yeah, that'll be fun. Most people probably don't know that I and my family are 6th generation wheat farmers, and we have a wheat farm in eastern Washington that produces, we are getting into garbanzo beans and canola for canola oil because it's getting harder and harder. But we are part of it's a sustainable dry farming, and we are part of a consortium. So if you ever buy flour, like through Stone Burr, or you go to various bakeries and you see them using shepherd's grain or the local pasta, that is coming from our consortium of our wheat farm.
Cool.
So
cool. Shepherd's grain?
Shepherd's grain. So if you see that, that's part of it, a sustainable farming of just some Washington and some Oregon and Idaho type small consortium of farmers.
I understand canola is hard to grow.
Yeah.
It's rapeseed oil, right?
It's a canola oil or yeah.
Rapeseed? Yeah.
So know much about my farming. I just collect checks here.
That's cool though, farming. Yeah.
I got no hidden secrets. I'm pretty much what everybody knows. Nothing.
Plans you want to do afterwards, or things you want to have more time to do?
Just turn around and work. I'm not really work, but live a normal life. Like get up at 8 in the morning instead of one in the afternoon. Enjoy evenings and things with my wife and family.
That's
try
pretty
to turn
huge.
my clock around every weekend just so I can, be with family instead of be able to actually sleep a normal 8 hours and get up without, having phones ring and people knock at doors. And have to get up in the middle of the night to go to appointments. Nah.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
bailed
miss
me
those,
out so many times. But what was that, Tammy?
Tim's gonna miss those Sunday alarms though.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna set his alarm just to.
Yeah, I mean that in itself. I mean, literally on a Monday morning at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting phone calls from the alarm company. I know I've got people on campus, and there's obviously there's an alarm call, something needs to be dealt with. I'm having to wake up enough to make phone calls to try to track somebody down that can follow up on the alarm call. It's like, yeah, I won't miss that, and I won't miss coming in at 2 o'clock on a Sunday in the morning on a Sunday to find some vagrant wandering through a building. How do you get in the building? I just walked around, pulled on doors until one opened. Like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, a regular sleep schedule that matches your family. That's important.
Matches my family, matches society.
Yes.
I mean, evening concerts, going up to a concert or going to, going to meet up with some friends and have dinner or something. I mean, that's, been without that for 30 years.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I don't think I'll remember how to be sociable.
Yeah, sleeping in will be awesome.
Yes.
I know I have some concerts planned, and I have always only done concerts on like Saturday nights because I hate driving or doing things during a work day. And I planned my first one. It'll be a Wednesday night on like September 4th. And I have one, I think, on a Wednesday in July. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
The last concert I went to was, it was Jethro Tull down at the Mount Baker Theater.
Cool.
My daughter was like in junior high school at the time. Dragged her along. She was going, oh my God, old people music.
Hey, I went to the Jonas Brothers last month. It was great. And I have plans to go to Eurovision.
Wow.
So, yeah, actually Eurovision tickets are pretty cheap. So I've been watching them. Next year's Switzerland. So I just thought that would be really fun to do. So I'm going to go to Eurovision and just put that into a trip on something that I'm doing. So, because why not, right? You got to do everything.
Why not?
Yep. And then I'm going to have to learn another language.
All right. Hidden talents?
I can pogo stick.
Oh. I've tried that, but I injure myself.
Yeah, I got to like 1,000. That was my record, and then I just got bored, so I jumped off.
Wow.
Exercise though.
That's a good talent.
That is.
Yeah, my only hidden talent is I can touch my nose with my tongue, and I am not showing you on a video.
Let's just all do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it if you guys all do it.
I know.
Okay.
All at the same time?
Yeah, we're gonna do it all at the same time. Okay, ready?
All right.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you can.
I got a really long tongue. I mean, that is truly my hidden talent that nobody knows.
Awesome. That's great.
Did you do it? Everybody
I tried.
did it?
No.
Okay. No, you didn't want to do that? Okay. Well, I always think it's funny.
I've been doing a little juggling. I can juggle 3 balls. I used to be better at it, so I'm restarting to practice juggling.
Oh,
You're
that's
picking
cool.
it up again.
Picking it up again. I used to be better at it. I can only do max of 3. I can't do 4. But yeah. But it takes some training to get my coordination back.
Well,
I
I'm
guess
trying.
that's always.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you can always join a circus for part-time work.
There you go.
So I did some woodworking and made a really nice table for our entertainment center out of a slab of maple that we had for years and years and years. It was sitting out in my shop. And I took it and got it run through the mill and made it turn it into a really nice table. But yeah, driftwood and that type of thing, finishing it, make it just really look gorgeous. Other than that, I used to be a musician, played professionally, played trumpet, and I tuned and repaired some pianos up in the bush in Alaska. I don't know if those are talents, but skills.
Oh, absolutely. You're in a band.
Yeah, a long time ago. Long time ago.
I have absolutely no musical talent. So I'm always jealous when people can play instruments and sing.
Yeah, I doubt I can play anymore. It was a COPD. Playing trumpet's probably not in my future.
But you were playing professionally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Traveled New York and pretty much all up and down the East Coast and to the West Coast.
Wow.
I did not know that, Tim. That's cool.
I know.
So we used to, and Tim, you never stepped forward. Well, maybe it's your shift. Not very many people left that know about our BTC choir. We stopped that in like 2015, I think might have been the last time for Patty's retirement. And but I wrote parody songs for those and put that together. My hidden talent.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't realize you were the composer.
Yeah, and it all started in like 96. We were doing our first accreditation, and did that party. I think it was like at the boathouse or some. Remember being offsite, and they wanted people to entertain, and I didn't have any talents for musician, and there were a bunch of people, so it was a way to get a bunch of people together to be participating, and so it was to the Beverly Hillbillies. It was the first song that we did. And then it just sort of became a retirement event every year.
Yes, I remember people used to get songs each year. That was fun.
And it was all about fun. A lot of tone deaf people. Our role was, this was for fun. We didn't practice. Had a couple employees who were professional singers that would not participate in the choir. So, but it kept it fun. Low stress.
Oh, that's funny that the professionals didn't want to have anything to do with this.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad I asked that question about hidden talents. That's great. So I just need to get more specific.
Because we went caroling that one time a few years back. Mike and Sally and Nicole, who's no longer
Nicole.
Here. We went running through the streets around here, and some people actually came out and wanted us to stop and sing for them, and we weren't really prepared for that either. That was kind of spur of the moment.
Yeah, that was fun. It's fun running around the neighborhoods here, and I always like caroling.
Well, the only thing that matters, I think, is I used to teach dance.
Yes.
I think I can probably say with some confidence that I'll probably pursue some of that some more.
That's cool. You are an awesome dance instructor.
And maybe I'll even get back in shape a little bit, But I really enjoyed that. And The problem with Bellingham here is there really isn't a very good dance community. There's just not that much going on. Vancouver has a fabulous dance community, but it's so far away. Hard to get across the border in time to do anything, with that. But now that I'm not stuck here, I'll probably pick up a little place in Cheney where my family lives. Sisters and all of that. And so I'll have that.
Yeah.
And I'll keep this house. And then I'll probably pick up a small place down in Phoenix area so that I'll have a place to go in the wintertime. And then between the three places, I think I can find pretty good dance communities. Various other fun things to do, like drink and debaucherize and all. But,
always fun things to do.
Yeah. But I have no definite plans at all. It's, I think
you're a great dance instructor, and I am forever grateful for the dance class you taught at BTC. That's Sally and I got together during that dance class. And became much more serious about each other thanks to your dance class. So you must be an awesome instructor.
No, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. That's on you, man. No. But those dance conventions are a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. And when I was in Spokane, we used to have a dance team, and we would do like 6 minutes on Friday night and then 12 minutes on Saturday night. And they paid us enough so that we could cover all of our expenses and all of the convention expenses and all of that stuff. So we basically got to go for free, for less than 20 minutes of dancing. But we were like this Friday and Saturday night entertainment gifts for dinner. But,
well, maybe you could get into that kind of thing again.
Oh, I'm way too old and out of shape now. I'd never be able to keep up. I couldn't do 6 minutes to save my life. I would choke and die right there on the floor. But no, that was a lot of fun, and those dance conventions are a lot of fun. Yeah, and you hit a few of those, make a few friends, and pretty soon your friends are calling you up saying, "Come down and go deep sea fishing with me."
Oh yeah.
So it just leads to all kinds of other stuff.
Yes.
And so I'm glad I got hooked up.
Yeah. That seems like an awesome, and in so many ways, it's so good for you mentally and physically and socially, and so many ways it's good for you.
Yeah, and it's just
besides
a pleasure,
just being fun,
Yeah. It's kind of like you just got to wait around for the boredom to reach a certain point, and then it's God, I got to get up and do something.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, last part. Any sort of parting thoughts or words to say to folks at BTC?
Okay, so I have my motto here. The students actually printed it on a mug, and I know you can't see it because it's backwards, right?
No.
On the recording.
Looks good to us.
Oh, does it? Okay, because to me it's backwards. But this is my thing. You'll be fine. You're all going to be fine. So don't forget that. That's what I'm always telling students. They're getting all worried about everything. And I'm like, you'll be fine. Everybody's fine. And I think that's my message to everybody at BTC is you're all going to be fine. They're going to fix the building that's falling down. Oh, you'll have to cut that out. And, we're going to continue to just keep doing everything. And it's all going to be fine. And we'll be okay. So even when we leave, everything will be okay. I think that's kind of the message I want to say is that you guys will be fine, even without me. Maybe not without Tammy, because, she's more important, but without me, you'll be fine.
Oh, no, and that's probably exactly what I say to everybody as they're leaving, you're going to be fine. So, college will survive. It's okay. It might be a little bit rough or a little bit bumpy, but it's been standing a long time, and people will, they'll get it done. Yeah, it has been a great place. 34 years, 30 almost.
Wow.
Good memories. But we do this college does wonderful things, and that's what's cool is, you can go to a restaurant or end up in the hospital or whatever, and it's like there's a BTC, somebody that's gone through BTC. Auto shop. I mean, it's like everything I touch, I tend to run into a student or somebody going to it, and that's really cool to be part of that, in what we do.
And we really change people's lives. I think, I think you can go to a 4-year college, you can go to a 2-year college, but people come out of BTC with a whole new outlook, with a whole new career, with a whole new life. And I don't think many colleges make the changes that we do to people's lives. I mean, it's huge. Not only do I think everybody in the hospital was educated, in our program, but you're right, everywhere else too.
Yeah, everywhere you go. And the transformations that happen are just so profound. Yeah,
it's a great community. I mean, it's probably the number one thing a lot of, most people, when they think about BTC, is the people. I've always worked in places that are about this size. I like it small. I like to be able to know everybody and, that family environment. And, it's huge. And that's kind of what, it's always felt like that. These people, regardless of bad days or good days, when there's a problem or somebody's hurting or family issues, this campus just comes together immediately. They forget everything else and everybody comes together. And that's, I think about like the shared leave and the numbers of requests, and it has always been 100% filled. And people don't even know these people, and they step up and give. And that's kind of always been a big piece of this place, is really looking out for other people. It's really what we do. We're very hand-holding, but the types of students and staff, it's really great to know that everybody can count on each other. Those will be kind of the hard things, to miss around here, is all of that.
Yeah, definitely the people. I mean, over the years, I have met some of the most incredible people that work at BTC and really do so much for their students and for their coworkers. And I've worked a lot of different places in a lot of different states. And I just feel like when I started working there, everyone wants everyone to do well. Yeah. So I kind of liked that part of it. It's just everyone helps each other.
Yeah. And I think we're in all my years here, and I've heard it from other people, we're probably in one of the best places we've been with our community here, and the relationships. I think we have a really great administration, staff. I will miss my HR staff. They're rock stars here. And but it's a good time to leave in us. I feel good about the leaving because it's a great time to go, and not everybody gets to say that. We definitely have our ups or downs or rough times. And so, it's great to know that you're leaving a place in a good spot, and that, they'll carry on and life will be good and it'll all be just fine.
Yeah. I mean, our department has grown like crazy. We're now like 160 students and I think 15 or 16 full-time staff, and they are all incredible. Every single one of them is such a quality individual, and they do great work, and they all help each other. So I think, that is really hard to replace, to go to work somewhere else, not that I'm doing that. So
it does feel like we're in a good spot.
We are. And that, I am going to miss Chad's annual budget presentation where he says we have no money, because that is just the highlight of every year, is when he always says, oh, we're $2 million in the hole and we have to use less erasers. I love that presentation because it's sort of like the coming of spring. If there's no budget presentation where Chad says, we're at least $1 million in the hole, then I don't feel like the spring has come. So nice.
It's kind of like bargaining.
Oh no, never want to do that again.
I won't,
No bargaining.
kind of miss that,
Oh, you do? No, you don't. You do not miss bargaining. Bargaining is
the last couple, it's been really fun. Yeah, I will kind of, I might just show up next June for faculty and I might just forget where I'm at and just come say hi.
okay. That's crazy, Tammy.
But, we'll have to go down to Alarid's place because they got a beer fridge there. So
There you go.
where we have to meet.
That sounds good. Well, go meet at the beer fridge. Because otherwise you're going to have to go to that lovely bar, the Coconut Grove, which I try not to go in because there's two signs that a bar is bad. And one is it has carpet, wall-to-wall carpet. That is one of the signs that it is a bad bar. So, and it smells bad. So the smell and the wall-to-wall carpet make it, not a place I want to go in. So
Probably all miss, you guys used to meet at Stanello's, right?
I don't usually, by the end of the week, I just want to go home and flop over. I don't have the energy to go anywhere.
It's up to you. It's kind of, the last one was sort of what is it that you want to say to everybody? And so it kind of sounds like you both had good things to say. So thoughtful things to say. So if you're happy with that, then we could say we've answered all the questions, unless there's anything else you want to bring up or talk about.
I want to know what score I got on the test.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody passed.
Oh, good.
Enjoy yourself while you're there. It's, it's one of the better jobs that you can have. And there's a lot of enjoyment to be had by just doing what we do. And so be in the moment and enjoy what you got.
Nice. Go dancing.
Go dancing.
Yeah.